Holy Spotify Wrapped, we are live. Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, where we talk about everything theme parks, amusement parks, and the attraction industry all around the world. How are we all doing, everyone? We good?
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah.
Luke's a bit ill, so he's feeling
I am. Apologize for my mood and voice, but
No
I'm here.
snotting down the microphone, please. Oh, that's the worst noise in the world.
Happy Spotify Wrapped day, everyone. Did we all get what we wanted?
I didn't
No.
know.
No. My kid's going on eBay. I'm sick of them ruining my Spotify rap. Sick of it. My top 5 songs and artists on Spotify rap this year, I got a clue who any of them are.
Oh, dear.
I have a few of them like that because I share mine with my dad. And there's a lot of Dire Straits on there.
Yeah, but you know they are, and like you can listen to them. I ain't got a clue.
Yeah. Do you still have like loads of kid songs on your like top 5 songs?
Baby
like,
Shark.
My friend,
No, they're not kids songs.
My friend who has young
random
shit boys. Literally, like her Spotify rap, like her top 5 songs will include like Wheels on the Bus and shit.
See, that's a banger of a
I could get
Spotify
behind that
playlist.
though, because I know what it is. I ain't got a clue what any of them are. I mean, I don't know whether that means I'm old or like, but I ain't got a clue.
Potentially.
So,
that was pretty accurate this year, honestly.
I mean, it is accurate. It's the whole point of it, isn't it? It's got to be.
It'd be weird if it wasn't.
No, but I've had it before where I've gotten to the end of it, just like Emma, just like, I definitely did not listen to that like as much as I did something else.
Let us know in the chat who got theme park related songs in there, or just like the albums song. I mean, what would you call the theme parks artists? I guess you would, wouldn't you? So
Who's got the Hyperia soundtrack at number 2 in their fucking like top albums?
I can guarantee you what James has got. I think James.
You know that James has got theme park music in his top 5.
Yeah.
Who's got I'm a Score in the top artist?
Yeah. James
I know my friend Alison will have Fantasyland in the top artist. I know that for a fact.
Oh, Fantasyland should be in everyone's playlist at least. You know, Klugheim.
I wish it fucking was, to be honest. Better than the other shite that's on there. I'm mad. They're getting bloody Spotify family subscription for Christmas. I swear to God.
Do it, Josh. Do it.
Yeah.
Don't make me out myself like this.
Do it. Go on, Josh. Tell us what your number 1 theme park track was. All right, I'll tell you. If anyone can like say what the number 1 theme park music track was that you listen to the most, let us know that. Like, even if it's not number 1 and you listen to, like, what's the most theme park related track you've listened to? Mine has to be Klugheim and Fly.
Mine would be, because I don't actually listen to theme park music, would probably be Yumi at 6, The Swarm, because it's my kind of music. I wouldn't listen to like actual
banger of a tune.
I don't think
bass riffing. That's so cool.
I love
I
listening.
definitely don't have any in
Swan,
mind, but I wonder if I can see like if. I mean, it's probably the Ruckberg's soundtrack, if any, but it's not in any of my charts. So
mine is mostly Ocean Trader Market from Hours of Adventure because I forgot to turn off the play count on my garden speaker.
Adds his garden spectacular.
Nice.
Yeah,
there's definitely some IOA soundtrack that I've lived with for a while this year.
Yeah,
so that'll probably be up there as well.
Well, let's bring it more closer to home then, shall we? So, as the title suggests, we realised that we got released that Alton Towers are getting rid of the Blade.
44 years of operation. Wow.
Yeah, 1980. It was the oldest ride in the park, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think so. It made its way around various areas in the park as well, and it really did. Like, I think
it started off in X Sector when it was fantasy.
Yeah, Yeah,
Well, yeah.
was the next sector and it moved around a bit. But it's always been a really fun family attraction, and it just makes me think that with the new Submit to the Spin, whatever it's going to be called, is there, that maybe they're going to be using that area as more of maybe a plaza area potentially, or they're going to throw in another family ride in there, because it is quite a tight bit of space back there. It can be, and it could be utilized a bit better. Maybe even a restaurant for Forbidden Valley would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I reckon some kind of indoor restaurant or something like that would be good, because I mean, you've got the Costa coffee shop and it is constantly rammed. Constantly rammed, because it's the only place, apart from if you're going into a roller coaster restaurant, where you could kind of get out the weather or have a sit down, have a brew, or grab a snack or a beer in our case. That's the only place you can go, and it's not big enough. Like, even with the outdoor seating area when that was there, it's not big enough. So even if I would have been mad, okay, Blade's come to the end of its life, more than likely, being old as shit. But I wouldn't be mad if it had an indoor area to sit in, because it lacks that, Towers, really. Unless you're going to sit in the pub that's got a few seats, or a roller coaster restaurant, or Burger Kitchen, which, let's be honest, nobody wants to go Burger Kitchen. There's not a lot going on, is there?
No, there isn't. Then there isn't, and getting in woodcutters is difficult as well, isn't it? These days, it's always packed, and it kind of feels like they've limited the amount of seats in there as well. It kind of does look a little bit empty in some spots, woodcutters, quite compared to what it used to be. What I'm saying, seems like there's less tables in there now than what there used to be. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, my brain's all over the place. But it'd be cool if they did something like that in Forbidden Valley, but it would also be cool if they'd put something proper in that arcade building instead of a shitty arcade, because it is quite a big building.
I don't know if I'm just boring, but I'd prefer a ride than just seating, to be honest.
That's where I was gonna go. That's where I was gonna go.
Absolutely. But if you think about,
I'm old and I like a chair.
But if you think about in terms of what Towers is lacking, then obviously they're getting rid of the dungeons, and they're getting rid of Blade and Fabulous Fandango as well. But it's got to be for a reason. They can't just be doing it and not doing anything with it. Like, there has to be a plan. Towers always have a plan. They have plans way down the pipeline.
Well, you say that, but we've also been saying that for the past how many years now? Like, like how many ride removals has it been now? Where it's like, oh, they must have a plan. They must have a plan for it later on. Well, it's later on now.
I think the problem is with most people.
Can we move on with this plan and get what we predict in the future to be built?
Devil's advocate to that, though, Mikhail, we're getting a fucking hot spin. Like, we didn't think.
I think the problem is with that, though, Luke, is that people are going, yes,
I'm being devil's
advocate,
but
they're taken away as well.
I'm being devil's advocate to the same response that we've had for I don't know how many years now.
From Towers, yeah.
What?
Yeah,
fair enough.
Such as what? Like,
we've been talking about, like we're talking about it
since
how many times have we had a conversation of what does insert UK coast UK park here need next?
Yeah.
How many times have we talked about what does Towers need next? What rides do Towers need next? Under the basis of like, they're taking out rides. Like, rides have been sat SBNO for a while. There's a plan. There's something else coming.
Yeah.
Where is it? Can we start getting these rides?
Well, Nemesis Reborn.
I think we're gonna.
There's been new investment, loads of towers. Like,
of course there has. I'm not talking about rides that definitely should be preserved because they're so iconic to the UK theme park landscape. But at the same time,
specifically flat rides. Like, what do you mean?
Flat rides, water rides. That we've got Curse. We've only just got Hex back after how I'm talking like I'm still there. But you've got Curse. You got Curse.
You have the right for
which
that.
Went down awesome. Only just got Hex back after how long?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like, I mean, to be fair, that was like not a planned thing. That was like like a lot of the Vekoma mad houses around the world. They're just breaking because they're a certain age and have to get fixed. So like, yeah, like that. I think the hex thing. I don't know, man. I think
I kind of agree.
I think
I kind
people
of agree with Mikhail.
I think people are expectedly, because they always do, jumping out of the window at, oh, towers are shit. Towers don't know what they're doing. Like all this, that, and the third, fourth, and fifth because they cleared a little real estate. But at the same time, there is a bit of credence to the point of, can we start getting these legit flat rides in? How many years did we sit with Retro Squad? Like the Retro Squad temporary flat rides in there.
Retro Squad did great for capacity.
Exactly. So how much better would permanent capacity monster flat rides do for Towers' lineup? Especially you can see they're trying to acknowledge the what am I trying to say? The early closing times by introducing more events as more reasons to stay open later.
Yeah.
What is a conjoining factor with the problem of the towers closing so early is the fact that the park is so big and there's too much to do in the time. And there's too much to there's too much to do. There's too much to wait. There's too much to wait for in the time. By taking out flat rides, you're pushing everyone into the coaster queue lines for longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and into Costa Coffee, which is what we were saying before.
And into Costa Coffee,
which is the busiest place. I queue up half an hour for a coffee.
We'll start getting these flat rides back that'll balance out the park.
Yeah. I could understand that. I could understand that mind frame if we weren't literally getting like a new flat ride. Because like that's to me that's like a positive sign, and I'm hoping
of course it is. Of course it is.
Obviously it's not
you're taking out 3 flat rides at the same time.
Oh, let me talk, man. Let me talk. You've had your go, mate. You've had your go.
Go on.
I don't think it's a good look that you're taking away one flat ride, because we thought we was getting a new flat ride. Now it's kind of almost like cancelled itself out in a way, hasn't it? But I'm just looking at the indicators that are there. The indicators are they are getting flat rides. Well, we know we're getting one. There's definitely got to be like in terms of a plan for dungeons, and like the fact that Fabio's is going, obviously that was a traveling flat ride, and then dungeons, like we know that whole area there is like earmarked for the next stage,
Project Horizon.
So like to me, knowing that them two are going, we're like, okay, well, what is the sign there?
Yeah,
if that's close.
That's what I was trying to say.
In my opinion, that's what it seems like it could be heading towards. We don't know until we know. But like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like if this conversation was happening like 2 years ago, or even like a year ago, I'd be totally seeing what you're saying, Mikhail. And you're not the only person with that, with that opinion. Like, most people do have your opinion, Mikhail. But I'm just saying, we are getting a brand new flat ride. So like, I don't know, like, where does Towers win here? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's like, we want more flat rides. It's like, okay, we're getting a flat ride. We know that. It's still like not enough. And then obviously there's always like these unplanned things, like, Sky Ride and stuff. Like, we know.
Well, that's coming back next year.
Sky Ride coming back is very notable.
I swear to God, it better add. I am sick to death of walking.
Yeah. I ended up doing Disney levels of steps when I went to Towers this year. Ridiculous.
It's no fun.
I'm trying to make sure that I acknowledge both sides and acknowledge the fact that toxic, whatever it's going to be, is it officially called Toxicator?
No. Not officially.
The first top spin coming back is huge. Sky Ride coming back is huge. Hex, now back is huge.
Yep.
I'm not going to jump all the way out the window like I've seen a lot of people do, but with these ride removals, Project Horizon isn't completely off the table. Like you meant, like the point with Dungeons as well. Being in close proximity and clearing out more space, like that is a very valid point.
Yeah.
As I'm saying, with how I've lost count of how many years like we've been talking about Towers, this and this, and there's a plan in place. Like I'm sure there's a plan. They know what they're doing. Well, let's start seeing it now.
But I just feel like
I think we are.
I think the time I think the time has come from what we've been saying all of these years. That the time has come to see the plan come to fruition.
I have to be careful what I say here, because I'm always going to look like I'm just like siding with Towers, because I basically am. But but the thing is, you're saying like, let's see where this is what I hear people saying like a lot as well, is like, let's see the plan. I'm like, we are seeing the plan. We've seen the plan for like the last 2 years of like them sprucing the park up better. We're seeing like later open. People have been begging for late openings. We're getting later openings throughout the year, not just through Halloween. We've seen like Nemesis, the quality of like Nemesis Reborn and Forbidden Valley as a whole. To me, Curse is like one of my favorite flat rides in the world. Dark rides in the world, and that area looks really like the park's like slowly looking fresher, looking better. We're getting more offerings. We're not getting a hyper, but we can't have things like that.
No one's asking for that. You don't even need to mention it. Like no one's asking for hyper coasters.
You know what I'm asking for?
Like that's unrealistic. Just foolishness to do.
Out of everything that I'm most upset with, and closing 3 attractions. The Dungeons has been rumored to be closing for a very, very long time. Like it's I mean, how many people pay in this call that go to the Dungeons when they go to Towers? Like
I've never been in the Dungeons. FYI.
Like,
to be fair, it
was good.
The best thing about it was doing the water ride, because it was like a ghost train.
Yeah, it was
on
cool.
Water. Like it was like,
really good.
When I first did it, I was genuinely fucking terrified. It was great.
It was awesome. Yeah. But like for me, the biggest disappointment it's great we're getting the Huss top spin, which is fantastic. That's gonna be so good. But it's like the other side of the park where X Sector is now. It's just got some random abandoned food trucks that where 2 flats stood, and there's a big area there for flats. And it's okay investing in Curse, which is on the backside of the park, invest in Nemesis, backside of the park, submit to the spin, whatever, backside of the park. It's all that side. And then you're seeing little things in between, little things. Skyride reopens, then you've just got the same shit you had, like literally on the same other side of the park. You've got to start spreading out your investments across the park and not just doing it in one block area. I do think X Sector is what pisses a lot of people off more than Towers think. As you get down there, you do the Smiley, you do Oblivion, and then you used to do Enterprise. Yeah. And then you had, and to be fair to Retro Squad, they held a place and they took the market of the general public who really fucking love flat rides and fair rides. And everyone complained about it, but they did the best to market it to hell, and they did well. They sold merch for it. I mean, come on. Like they did a really good job with that. And it's a shame to see that area in X Sector that bare now. It just feels abandoned. Everywhere else in the park's looking great. They're starting to get things back, but X Sector's looking trash, and it's upsetting to me. Like there is a big area there, and you've got a big footprint to put stuff in. Like, spread your investment. Don't just keep going into Forbidden Valley and piggybacking off the phalanx for everything. Let's move it around the park. We've got so many different stories in the park. Let's use them. That's my argument.
My argument is like, you can only do so much in so little time, right?
Yeah,
because like really it's only been the last 2-3 years they've been able to do it. But like the other option was to do it the way Thorpe did it, where they literally like painted half of like Colossus so it looked great from one side. So they spread their cost throughout the entire park. Or you just go, like, let's focus on this area. that'd be like you know, like a virtual towers, just like darting back from one side to the park to the other. You know, sometimes it's better just to be like, let's just focus and get this bit done. And then like work our way, because like, you know, Forbidden Valley and Gleaming Wood, they looked the most dated before this, the last couple of years. Like, I mean, everyone will look back on Forbidden Valley, and I loved it, but I just had a lot of like emotional attachments to that area. You see like footage of it, and if I look back at my old footage, it looked like so faded, and like it just looks like an actual. It didn't look great. It needed a refresh. So like, I don't know, like I would rather them say if they were going to earmark, I don't know, X sector to get done like this season or something. I would rather them just focus on making that look the very best it can, rather than trying to do like a little bit in X sector, a little bit.
I'm not saying that they should do both at the same time, but what I'm saying is that if they've got a plan for, you know, if they're removing flats and some attractions, then it'd be nice to see the investment into the other side of the park once, obviously, submit to the spin opens and whatever they've done in Forbidden Valley. But you can't keep building for 4 years straight in one area. You have to spread. You have to spread it.
I think, like, the problem is, I think, really, is that people just want things too quickly, and I just think they do. Like, I get that frustration as well. Like, I really do. Like, it'd be great if Universal Great Britain could be here like next year, but it's just not like there's only so much time and resources you have, because it's not even money as well. It's like literally like construction takes up so much manpower, and there's only so many cranes. There's only so many construction crews.
Shout out Steve Foster.
There's only so much like concrete. There's only so like that people have at one time, like countries can have at one time. So it's things like that really you got to think about. But again, like I'm just sticking up for towers, obviously. But
no, you're not. I don't think you are. I think you raise a valid point. It's just I would just, since Retro Squad left the park, I do feel like X Sector it had more of an atmosphere. And at the moment, it just feels like a very horrible pinch point in the park that I'd actively avoid sometimes.
I think the next place that should have flat rides is definitely X Sector.
There's ample room after removing Enterprise as well. Like there is such a big space that you could get two in, couldn't you? I think.
Or one really good one.
One really, like a big one. No, I agree. Like I get everyone's point of view. Like I enjoy debates like this. I like hearing everybody have their say and stuff. And I understand where Mikhail's coming from, because, you know, sometimes you sit there and you go like, right, what are we doing? Like, and you're waiting for it. And sometimes like the little things, but you think, yeah, but what are we doing? So I get where Mikhail's coming from. I get where Sean's coming from as well. It's like, right, well, we're doing this, so we might as well do all of this while we're here. Then we're not fucking about and coming back to it later. Because then if we leave a gap or we leave a space, then it leaves it open for some people to go, oh, well, they just left that bit and now it doesn't fit in with the rest. You can't win with some people. And Luke, I get what I completely agree. And I think everybody would agree that if they were going to choose somewhere next, like sticking some flats in X Sector would be great, because I'm with you. I don't necessarily enjoy riding the Smiler, so I'll only go into Ride Oblivion. As it's the best coaster on park, I will go and ride Oblivion and leave straight away. Like, in my opinion, the food stands that they've got in this place where Submission is at the moment are absolutely pointless. I see the smallest queues because they are extortionately priced. So I get where they were coming from. I've
never seen them open.
Whenever I've seen them open, there is a handful of people in there, probably because people don't even know they're there. Let's be honest. It's extortionate. It's like 18 quid for like burger and chips. Stupid. No one's going to pay that. So I can understand that they're trying to like soak up like, you know, some more food options and stuff, but it's not going to work when you're going to charge through the nose for burger and chips, bog standard theme park food. Yeah. Nobody wants food stands there. Remove them and put flats in. So I get where you're all coming from, and I enjoy it when it gets heated. So carry on.
It's just fun, isn't it? It's fun to just. I mean, Ideally, though, like someone mentioned, could you put an Intamin gyro in Blade space? Now, fun fact, actually, Pete did try this in Virtual Towers. We did actually rip it out and put a Maelstrom in one model we used for Drayton Manor render that we did, and it does just fit with a bit of clearance of some shrubbery and stuff, but no trees. Don't have to move any trees, but like it could fit. But there's also other things that can go there. There's also other things that can go in. But in the chat, what would you like to see flat right
to keep it in the height restriction?
You have to go over it, wouldn't you?
It would definitely go higher than Blade did.
Well, it depends on how high it goes over submit to the spin as well, because submit to the spin is going to go quite high. So, because that's already fucking high off the ground.
It would depend on the height restriction in that area of the park, I think.
Yeah, it would do. But quick one for the chat: what would you like to see flat rides wise if this is an issue for you? Come to Towers. It'd be interesting to see what everyone's thinking.
That makes
sense. I really don't think they're gonna do anything as far as reprofiling Oblivion's layout. If anything, I think they'll retrack it.
Leave it alone.
I really don't think, like, because realistically, what else can you do with that massive hole in the ground?
You could retheme it. You could still call it Oblivion, but you could definitely do some jump. But
when it comes to the end of its shelf life, I think what they'll do is just retrack it like they did with Nemesis. I can't see them like giving it like, you know, a layout expansion or anything.
No, I don't want to allow. If they retract Oblivion, does that mean they have to put newer trains on so it'd be a bit more shit? Maybe.
Wait, say that one more time.
Yeah, and if they retract Oblivion, would that mean they'd have to put newer trains on, which would make it a bit more shit?
I think they'd
probably. I don't think so.
Could they keep the old trains on a?
Yeah, I think they'd keep the old trains.
They could just make them. They could just give it new flawless trains with the same track gauge, and it'd be fine.
But like the weight of those really old trains, like really benefits that drop. Yeah. So if they're going to put like a flawless train on it, it's going to be like a lot lighter probably than what they've got on there now, which will
maybe.
I just think that
they would have to redo the station with flawless trains as well.
They'd have to, yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Yeah,
I think they'd do what they did with Nemesis, which was just refurb the trains and just keep they'd have to.
Yeah, I'd hope so, because
that track,
although it's a one-trick pony, it's a very good one-trick pony.
Well, that drop is insane. I love that drop.
People will agree. Yeah, okay, it's over really bloody quickly, but that drop, my God, packs a punch. It takes my breath away every single time, and that floater that you get is incredible. So
yeah,
I would like it to stay for as long as possible because, like I said, it's the best coaster in park.
Come on, chat. Your comments are boring. Let's say some proper flat.
A Husk breakdance in the submission site would be interesting.
I love
I would like to see them go for like a thrilling flat ride and a kid friendly flat ride in there, like to balance out. Like a Husk breakdance, a Gerstlauer polyp would be awesome in there. I think
run properly, they are incredible.
Yeah, that would be awesome in the Enterprise site. I think
the only flat rides I actually like are like drop towers and gyro swings. So anything else can pretty much just do one, really.
Wow, feel fun.
Yeah, but I don't like. I'd make me sick, and I don't want to do what you do, which is just take loads of tablets all the time.
Yeah, but I enjoy them. There is such an array of flat rides out there.
I'm sick of seeing nebulas pop up now. Like
they're boring.
Yeah, no,
they look cool, but they're not the best.
Like unless you put 4 in, then with the capacity of 1 flat, like
it's so funny.
They do take forever, don't they?
It's so funny how everyone, including me, thought they were going to be like one of the best flat rides on the market, and then until we actually saw what they actually do.
Have you been on one yet?
I've never been on one, but
you're not
like. I thought they were.
Do on that
the
invert.
cars were going to invert. I thought they would be.
There you go.
Like freely rotating, as well as like obviously like moving all around each other. Now that would have been awesome.
Yes, I'd like to put one of those in. Thank you very much.
They kind of just look more fun to watch than to actually ride.
They are fun to ride, but the problem with them is that they're so bad on capacity that they have to be such short cycles.
Yeah, that too.
On all of them. Like
That too.
if you got like you only get they are fun, but they're over so quickly. All the ones I've done are like that as well. Like I know Park Asterix has 2. Like some parks do have 2, but like
Park Asterix has 2. What?
Yeah,
Next to each other.
Is it actually? I thought it just had the 1.
I need to go.
Next to 2 titties.
2 titties.
2 titties. Yeah.
I'll just go and get some water.
Right, Ministry of Joy theme nebulas next to the
That was the
Smiler.
theme.
I like the theme idea. It's pretty cool. Just don't like the ride. Sample version of Enterprise in the same spot. General public would be like, "Oh, Enterprise is back. Never mind." Family drop tower like Crop Drop. That would something like that would be cool in Mutiny Bay, I reckon. Theme to Wicker Man. That'd be pretty sick.
What, a specific one or just kid friendly ride?
Like I don't know. I mean, you just tie it into the Beyond and just have it.
I'll take a Gerstlauer polyp in that Mutiny Bay area. That'd be fun.
With little boats.
Polyp. Polyp. Gerstlauer.
You know, jukebox at Liseberg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that. You've probably ridden it. You've been at Liseberg, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't ride it because I was feeling like deaf. But yeah.
Didn't ride what?
Polyp.
Jukebox at Liseberg.
Jukebox at Liseberg. I was.
What? What are you saying? What?
Jukebox.
The idea of one.
Oh, jukebox. Yeah, no, I didn't ride that either.
I was very drunk.
Well,
very
Port Ventura has one.
I think Joe did it.
If PA have one, I've been on it. Yeah, is it the octopus themed one? Or what was the?
Is it like a snake or a serpent?
Oh, is it snake?
It's in the Mexico area.
I'm a snake.
No, that was like the Mexican hat situation that was a Drayton.
Mexican hat situation.
What was it called? Mexican hat?
That is such a good name for it.
Similar thing, but not a polyp.
I might call one of them, like in my Planet Coaster Park, just that Mexican hat.
The Mexican hat situation.
I think it might have just been called Mexican hat, right?
I think it was, yeah. That's not my favourite ride at Drayton for when I was younger. It's so good.
Reframe a wave swinger to have a large central tree themed to Hex. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. As says, submission site is the largest one they have. Could easily fit something like a star shape.
Very good.
Yeah, see, because even if they do get like some flats that stay there for a couple of years, I don't think they have to put them down as permanent attractions like with Retro Squad. So they could be able to just throw whatever they want in for a few years and that. But we want permanence, don't we? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want them like themed to the area that they're in.
Yeah, really. Yeah, because there's so many good stories to. I'd love to see a new flat in Mutiny Bay. Actually, I would really like that.
The place that has the most.
Yeah, but like something a bit more family thrill.
I just think every area does need a flat ride. I feel like that's like the rule of thumb for. Like,
I tell you what,
like
Katanga Canyon would be great.
Yeah,
to have a flat. I know, just drain that pond and put a like someone said a family drop tower would be pretty sweet. Like you could probably put one there.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
I was thinking if they got a drop tower of some kind, somehow fit it into the height restriction, or just like put it in a fucking castle tower turret kind of thing, like Mystery Castle.
Yo, if they could put,
would that raise the chances of it actually being accepted?
If they disguised it as like a wind, what's it called? You know, the wind.
I've just had a crazy idea. I've had a crazy idea. What if they put, you know, where the pond is, where the Jeep is for the rapids? What if they put it into Minjiro there? That would be awesome. That'd be really cool. Like going out towards Wickerman and then back over towards Katanga Canyon. That'd be sick.
You could throw up on it onto people on the rapids.
Yeah, there you go. Interaction. That'd be a cool idea. And you could like really bring the Katanga Canyon theme home with that, I reckon.
What, with throwing up on people?
No, the Intamin gyro swing. But yes, that as well.
Let me see because I can't quite.
Do we need more? Do we need like? I think that arcade building could. I know it's Forbidden Valley, and I've just said you probably don't want to be building in Forbidden Valley anymore. But if you could put something inside that isn't an arcade, it's quite big.
That could be a great restaurant.
Yeah, that could. To be fair,
yeah, just
you come off the sky ride and it's boom there.
Like a quick serve style, like indoor bit. So like you've got like a couple of food things and stands in there or something.
Like a food court.
Cool. Like a food court, yeah.
That'd be good. Cool.
I love those style food places.
Do you know what? Like there was one at Paris called Stark Factory in Avengers Campus, and it was just great to go in and chill. And it was just a self-service thing. You went to the counter, you paid for your meal, but there was loads of theming on the walls and stuff, and it was really good. Like all Iron Man themed and stuff. So imagine like Nemesis and Submit to the Spin and Galactica themed stuff like there, just like props and stuff. That'd be really cool. Like they could do that. Could actually see them doing that, to be fair.
Yeah, it would be good.
Even curse stuff. We could put curse stuff in it as well. Like they did with the shop.
Okay.
So,
what else we got?
So we've got Blackpool closing. Blackpool closing the weekend.
How was that?
I had a bloody lovely time. Don't get me wrong, the ride count was not high, but that was not because of Pleasure Beach. I was just lazy and sat on my arse all day. But what I did do was great. Went on the big one. It was okay. Not awful, but not great. But when is it? It was only on one train though, but I'm assuming being the last day of the season, one train was in maintenance already. Or probably has been for a while. I did Valhalla. God, it was cold, man. It was cold. With Iona. I think Iona's in the chat. Me and Iona went on Valhalla with Carl and Alicia. Running really well. Very damp. Very cold. Carl rode it with no poncho or waterproofs on and now has the flu. Whose fault is that?
Go on, man.
Legend.
Because he wouldn't fork out for a poncho. It was interesting to see now that Grand Prix has completely gone and been demolished.
Big area, is it?
I saw that.
Completely gone, and there's, interestingly enough, there's a big fountain in the middle. Never knew it was there. Literally, like, we vlogged it a little bit, and Carl was like, has that fountain always been there? I was like, I have no idea. Right in the middle of the spiral, I assume.
I remember when they used to have mini golf in the middle of Avalanche. That was great.
Yeah. What else did I do? Oh, well, Nash Olf. That was running really well. But no, it was great. You know, there was a great atmosphere around the park. It was busy enough, not rammed. Obviously, it was quite chilly, but a good atmosphere. It's nice to see lots of familiar people. And mostly it went off without a hitch. There was no dramas, and it was all very lovely. And Sunday, obviously, the park wasn't open on Sunday, so I went to Cafe Meow and fussed some cats, and it was great.
Of course you did.
It was so good. Me and Alicia went. It was like 12 quid.
12 quid.
12 quid for an hour, and you got a free brew, and the cats were amazing. And it was so nice to see as well. Like, I'm going off a tangent, but I like cats. Okay. All the cats that are in the cafe come from a sanctuary. So they work alongside the sanctuary. They send them to the cafe. Obviously, people interact with them and fall in love with them, and then you can fill in paperwork to adopt them. So the cats are constantly changing that go in there, and it was
That's
so
awesome.
cute. It's a really good idea, isn't it? Really, like.
Was that in Blackpool?
Yeah. So behind.
Oh God! Don't tell.
You got off the tram at North Pier.
Yeah.
Where the Scream and Shake Horror Cafe is opposite there.
Oh, okay.
Rose and Crowns on the corner down that little high street.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well worth it, and it's lovely. The staff were lovely, the brew was lovely, and the cats.
Probably the only
lovely.
thing I pay 12 quid to do in Blackpool at the moment.
Honestly, I've got so many videos of me just like. It was great.
That sounds awesome.
Well, yeah, no, closing weekend was great. I enjoyed myself. Obviously, I just got drunk. I was purr.
Did you get any photos of the Grand Prix site or not?
I have vlog footage of it, which will be going out tomorrow, so you'll have to watch my vlog.
Oh God, I wanted to get it up here.
I think there's some on Twitter.
I've seen some floating around.
I'll have a look. Give me a minute.
I'll have a look.
Grand Prix.
I'll just put that in. Massive site, though, isn't it?
It is quite big. Now it's all gone. You can appreciate just how big it is.
Is the titty wall still there?
Titty wall
I was going to ask.
You'll all be
I was
pleased.
going to ask that. I was going to ask that. I'm glad you caught
Fear
that.
not. The
Do you
boobies are
remember
still
when we
there.
were like vlogging on
Preserve the
Coast
titty
and
wall,
we were like,
please.
why is that there? Like, what is this for?
Why
like
not?
the first time, like we rode Icon and stuff. First time I
Theme
rode
park
it anyway, I was
boobies.
like, why is that there? I was like, should that be there? Is that a mistake? Like what?
It came from the
One
shopping
nipple as
centre,
well.
didn't it? I'm
Yeah,
sure
it
it
came
was
from-
from the shopping
Yeah.
centre, and they moved
Came from
it.
a shopping
Fuck.
centre.
Oh, didn't know that.
I think it's great. It's a
Which
lovely
shopping
talking
centre?
point when you're queuing up for Icon. Like the
Yeah.
Blackpool one, when it was all redone up and stuff. It was in there. So it's obviously old as
Ah.
shit. So
Which shopping centre did it come from?
Like it's not
Blackpool.
Winter Garden. Not Winter Garden was the theatre in it, so it was the.
Got a theme park worldwide photo of it.
There you go. Wow, holy shit!
yeah, that
that
fountain
fountain's
apparently has
huge.
been there all the time.
What?
Who knew?
That water looks grim.
But yeah, that looks almost too big for a flat ride. So that could be a coaster.
It could.
That could be a
Because
coaster.
you also don't forget you've got Bradley Beaver's garden. That's
Yeah.
there as well. That's part of the area.
Mm.
RMC.
I mean, what are you going to do? Slot it in between Icon and Avalanche?
Yeah, why not?
If they could fit Icon where they fit Icon, they could fit anything in. Let's be honest.
Only just fit Icon.
That-
Very
yeah,
lucky.
that's what I mean. Like they've squeezed a lot of coasters in a lot of smaller space than that.
RMC. Single rail. Boom. Let's go.
But also, if it is true, with the rumors about flattening the arcade building as well, and using that car park, if they put that together with
a little bit of area
goes
to area.
over the path, could easily do something there.
Hey, you know
It's
what?
exciting. They could put something massive in
very-
there. They really could.
That's very Blackpool design language, that, to be fair. Clear one area to have a station and the loading area, and then have the other area to where the ride actually goes. That is like what they did with Icon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Around the back
Like
of
a return-
the big one.
Like this could easily be the station area, and like a return section as well.
Yeah, underneath that bridge.
Yeah,
Dig
straight
down a
over.
bit.
And yeah, there's loads of room. You could get a massive coaster in there. So, and also, they
Intamin
probably
single
know
rail-
about.
I was
They
just
probably know about Hyperion
hot
from
race
day
right
dot.
Yeah.
So you can
There we
imagine
go.
if you were Blackpool and Whispers years ago that Thorpe are going to take your title of a big coaster. Okay, they're not going to put something bigger in here, but it's like this is like their time now to be like, okay, we want the spotlight back on us a little bit. Like we're going to go for something really fucking cool here. So it'd be exciting now to see what happens. I think.
Show this. So we'd be looking at.
Oh, here we go. Oh, James will be well pissed off. You've gone on Google Maps.
So we're looking at like this area here. So that's for scale. That's a person there. So that's how big. And like the Grand Prix track was like really quite wide as well. So you've got this area,
And then where it goes, yeah.
and then you've got potentially all of
they
this
could do an
area.
inversion over the pathway where the. Oh, that'd be so cool.
That'd be
Dive
so
down.
cool.
Oh shit!
Climb
yeah,
up and then dive down into around where the helix is now for the Grand Prix, and then do a run underneath where the bridge is, and then back
'Cause
towards that area.
Do you know what? Right, I never actually put two ideas together there. Like my thinking for that area where the arcade was just in my mind. Not saying I'd seen anything anywhere, but that's just in my mind was always where an Intamin gyro swing was going to go. So
I always thought it was
I
going to
didn't
go near
think of
Valhalla.
I didn't think of a back half of a roller coaster taking that section instead, and then crossing over that path into where the Grand Prix was.
They've been the last
Awful
time
idea.
I saw like they were stripping out, like there's literally like taking shit out of like stripping down electrics and stuff, weren't they, out of the arcade building? So
Yeah, it's
Wow.
completely bare now. Completely bare. They
Completely
could just knock
bare,
it down if they
so-
wanted to.
obviously this is this is all the bars, but these are literally just shipping containers, aren't they?
They're not important when you think of it. If this was going to be pointing like people can see, those FY4 food containers could come out as well, because if they're going to re-landscape up near So where Grand Prix Station was, opposite that, you've got the old arcade that's in that dome where the Millennium Bug was. That could be a great food place because they can't knock that down because it's above River Caves, obviously. But that's a massive area in there. You could just relocate food places to there for a lovely, massive indoor food area.
We've still got this part around here for like, you know, they could do something. We've just could have a little bar and something there.
I was just about to say, what's in that building behind where that little lawn is? Like, what is that building?
That's Alice.
Right. Okay. So, whether or not there'd be space in that show building to also put like a bar and a food outlet as well, but I was just thinking like, I think the FY4 like food outlets could stay because they service that seating area next to them and the lawns pretty well. Like whenever I was at Pleasure Beach events with you guys, like whenever we chilled on that lawn, like it was nice to just have the FY4 food outlets like right across the way and just be able to you know walk over and get a drink or get like loaded fries or whatever it was. But the I do like the idea of putting more food outlets in that dome.
That dome's been dormant for years. Like it was an arcade, and I know for a fact it's completely empty now. So we could stick anything in there.
I do like the idea of putting food spots in there to service the hub and make the hub more make that hub where the October stuff was happening. Make that more of a more frequently used kind of area. And if you can fit like a small bar or food outlet in the Alice in Wonderland show building, like behind the lawns, then that could justify taking the FY4 stuff out.
In that dome, in that building there, wasn't that where the cafe was that you could see on the mine train?
Yeah, so that dome was
before
an arcade.
It was Wallace and Gromit. I can't remember what the real
yeah.
And it had the Roundup in there, the Millennium Bug Roundup. And then you could, if you were round the other side, you could sit and you could watch the gold mine.
Couldn't you see into River Cave at one point? Wasn't there like a...
See, that's what I'm thinking.
Like, I think, isn't that round the other side where they did the... a bit of Journey to Hell goes in there and the Christmas stuff now. I think that was round the other way.
Okay.
The River
So
Cave.
could they... So hear me out. Could they not just like clear it out inside and make it open, kind of like the I know it's gonna sound mad this, but like the Pirates of the Caribbean restaurant at Disneyland Paris, where it's open up and it actually interacts with the ride a little bit, and then they have like Wallace and Gromit going on the side, maybe just a little cut through, maybe a window or something into that, and then where River Caves is there, they could do that up a bit and then have the food there, but then the new coaster will be on the opposite side of the building, obviously. That would really change that area, like how Wallace and Gromit did when that first opened, and it'll be a major. It'll pull people over to that part of the park as well, which is usually just used for exiting and just for chilling out.
I don't know if it had an insect zoo. I don't remember. It did have a waltzer in there at one point, though. That's what I remember it as. Josh.
Josh said, are we all up for knocking down the hospital coaster?
Yes.
AKA Infusion for one giant space for
I think everybody would agree with that, right?
Knock a big one down now. Put something better there.
Shut up, Luke.
You can't knock down a big one. That's ridiculous.
You can. It's quite easy. You just get a crane from Steve Foster and take everything apart.
That's just
build a B&M Hyper.
I mean, with that logic, just delete the entrance and do a new entrance then.
They need to do two entrances. Like having to go all the way over to that fucking thing on that side of the park's an absolute joke.
Yeah, they need to open up the back entrance. Gate.
It's too big of a park to have one entrance. It's ridiculous.
But when you look at it like that now, we've been talking about the aerial view, and knowing how clever Pleasure Beach are with intertwining rides and coasters and fitting things in, they could do a lot.
Yeah, I mean, look at Icon when you look at it like that. It's like ridiculous. Like
you wouldn't have thought Icon could have gone where Icon went. Let's be honest. So
no, Icon's an engineering marvel. It's not the best coaster in the world. It's not the worst coaster in the world, but it is a fucking engineering miracle. Like where they've put it, I think. Anyway, in terms of coasters in the UK,
I want a Gerstlauer Infinity coaster where Infusion is.
That'd be cool.
That's what I want.
Hang time, something
Just
like
as
that.
rough.
Yeah,
Just as rough.
yeah, something like. But
Yeah,
better,
literally. Yeah.
hang time's good, but it like there are better girls.
I was just kind of using that as cover because
But
it's
something like that, yeah. Something like Monster at Adventureland, Iowa. Something like Tantrum at Six Flags Darien Lake. Like one of those. How do you say the one at Trips Drill? Caraco.
Caracho, Caracho. One of them.
Nacho.
I'd go Caracho.
Yeah, a compact Gerstlauer lap bar Gerstlauer Infinity that has inversions and multiple airtime moments, not just Smiler.
Yeah.
Josh said, I love that Icon's layout is a penis.
It kind of is.
Yeah, it genuinely is.
100% cock and balls.
Cock and balls.
It looks more like, like a smart, like a face with like a weird nose.
Kind of. I see that.
Weirdest looking penis.
It is strange.
Are we all looking at that? Is that meant to be the penis bit?
There's
a whole thing.
Kind of multiple.
There's like one towards the back end where the turn is, where the trick track is, and it comes back as the ball.
If you look at the S bend at the bottom, that is definitely two balls.
That's definitely
it's just the fucking shape. That's the way we always just go like it's a penis. It's a thing like in No Limits. You like put a layout in and you go, this coaster looks sick from the ground, then as soon as you go above it, you're like, oh shit, it's a double penis.
It's so funny.
I think it's just like British humor that most things have to look like a penis.
Yeah, maybe that's like the key to like a good, like a decent layout though. Like like if you look at the older ones, they're all like a bit straight and everything. But they're like, the more we make it look like a penis.
It's not just England. You guys have been to Ireland. If you look at Velocicoaster, the top hat, the Immelman, and the dive loop at a certain angle, dick and balls.
Yeah.
And you know exactly where I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Fuck's sake.
There's I need to find it now. Where I used to live. Where I used to live. There used to be there was this gate. This is like fence, and it had like cock and balls all over it, and it's like, fuck, I need to find it, man. I point it out every time we go past it.
It's cock and balls gate.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it.
You better, I do. I want to see.
Avalanche on the chopping block. That's interesting because if you cleared Avalanche as well, and you put in a new flat and a new coaster, and you get rid of Infusion.
To be fair, Avalanche is having its difficulties, hasn't it? But then again, didn't they just fork out on like a whole new lift hill mechanism not long ago?
Did they?
I think they're very keen. I mean, when we spoke to Blackpool, when we did the lift hill walk, Sean with Andy, they seemed very keen to keep the heritage rides, to keep their.
I think you got it really.
Yeah, and they were like on Steeplechase. I was like to Andy, just get rid of it. Just put something. We can. It's like the oldest arrow thing. With
it's the only one left now, right?
Yeah, it's literally the only one.
Pretty sure it's the only one left.
That's why you can't get rid of Big One. Like I will not.
Big One was built in the 90s.
I will not accept the imagery of looking down the promenade and not seeing a massive blue and red coaster there.
So sad.
Mate, I just want where Seagulls Dare Part 2, like when they build the new coaster. Like that's all I want. I just want that new documentary, man.
Where Seagulls Dare.
Are you ready? Can you see it?
Oh, is this the Willies?
Penis gate.
Zoom in, please.
What the fuck, man?
What the
it's full of Willy City.
That is
all the way along.
That is a penis fence. That's what that is.
Was that like a landmark in your area? Is it like everybody knew about that fence?
Why does it look like? Why does it look like if penis and balls were ever to be featured in stained glass windows in a church, they would look like that.
It's quite regal.
It is a cemetery.
Regal dick.
Everyone signed off. Penis fence.
Joe knows.
So there we go.
Don't say we don't give you top content.
You went to Disney, didn't you, Luke?
Yeah, it was really
Paris?
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
stayed at the Cheyenne, the Western
I've stayed
themed,
there.
Toy Story themed hotel. It's fucking brilliant. Definitely worth it. Very short walk. Like everyone says, like 10 to 15 minutes to get to the park. I timed it was 6 minutes to get to the entrance. Like
Sounds like my kind of walk.
nothing. Rooms are really nice. I've got a room tour and review of the resort coming up on my channel soon on Coaster Gen. So if you want to see that, head on over there. That'll be dropping next week, I think. So that was really fun.
Of the is the Manchester Ibis Hotel really worth it? I can't lie. I had a little laugh at just the idea of somebody making a is it worth it video about an Ibis hotel.
Yeah, it was good. It produced an emotion for you. There you go. But yeah, no, because what it is with that though, Mikhail, it's literally like 5 to 2 to 5 minutes to get to Terminal 2 arrivals, like from that hotel, which is just, and it's so cheap, and it is just rough and ready shit, one room, like. But I just wanted to, in case people were thinking about it, like it's definitely, if you've got an early flight.
I love a shitty hotel review.
If you've got, do you know what? I kind of want to go and visit some shit hotels and do videos on them. Like, I genuinely
especially if you're like
videos.
saving money with flying out of somewhere and like, you know, you've got your flight at a stupid time in the morning, something like you just need like a cheap hotel room.
Like, yeah, it was good.
It's definitely
do you know what hotels I like? They're not like cheap or anything, but you know the Moxie hotels. They have a lot of
Moxie's are fucking brilliant.
They're so good because they're so.
I've heard.
I don't know. They're just so accommodating there. Like they won't kick you out. Like you can just chill there for as long as you want. And they've got it's really cool to. I mean, we did it when we went to we did a group trip to Phantasialand.
Did you? But the airport one was that the airport Moxie? Yeah, I stayed there. It's really nice.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Review every B&B.
Oh, let's go. Yes.
Yeah. I'd watch it.
I might genuinely might start.
You could start off with where I stayed at the weekend. You could start off with the Phuket Hotel.
Phuket
Cheap and cheerful, but you're not allowed to poop in there because everybody will see and hear it.
There you go. I don't need to do it now.
Just doing one video for like one video each for each B&B and just going down just one street.
Like, people do that on TikTok.
The thing is, though, with like hotel videos, the only reason I did it is because I'm away on a trip and other people might want to do the same trip I'm doing. The chances are, if I'm doing it, other people are doing it. So they might want to see what it's like.
You don't have to justify yourself, Luke.
No, but like for me, it's a no-brainer. Like it's multiple different types of content you can create, like theme park content, different review content, food content, like loads of shit. So it's good fun. Well, Paris was awesome. You have to get every element. Yeah, Disneyland Paris was so good. Good to get on Hyperspace Mountain again. That was fun. Everything was open apart from Phantom Manor, but we knew that going into it. It was
what is it?
Yeah. It was a refurbishment.
Wait, again?
I've ridden it loads, so it weren't a problem for me. It was everyone else, but I've ridden it loads, so
that's all right then.
Yeah. Fuck you, James. But we knew it going into it. We were like, okay, but Big Thunder was fucking motoring around. We got quite a late ride on that. Got a back row on it as well, which was nice. Later in the days, it was just going dark, so that was cool. Flight Force actually rode really smooth for some reason, and that was I got front row on that as well, front row on Space Mountain. So that is also always cool when you get a front row ride on a dark coaster, because like you can see all the effects and stuff better when you're on the front. You see the track coming towards you and stuff. So that was cool.
Give me your honest opinion on. Sorry to cut you off.
Sorry.
Give me your honest opinion of Hyperspace Mountain right now, and whether or not it needs to do away with the hyperspace overlay. To Space Mountain Mission 2.
I don't mind what they do. I'll be honest with you. For me, a massive Star Wars fan, which is wearing a Star Wars hat. Like, I love Star Wars. I do think since I last rode it last year on New Year's Eve, they've toned down the music The screens are less bright. There seems to be less things inside the actual show building. It feels like they're getting ready to change it out. And on Friday, just one point quickly before I forget, we were in the queue line and it had gone down for 3 hours that morning. And we were like, oh, we want to get one more ride before we go, because it was like we were coming home on the Friday. And we got in the queue line and all we could hear was like mad hissing from the final brake run. Like, and every time we rode it up until that one ride, it would stop and it would like stack, but there was nothing in the station in front of it on the final brake run. This time we fucking flew through the final brake run, through the switch tracks and into the station. The day after it's shut and it's not reopened yet, and it's not been reopened. It's not reopening until after Sunday. Really? So something, we literally was in the queue line. All I could hear was like it was coming from the final brake run. It sounded terrible.
Wow.
So I don't know what that was about. I don't know if it's closed for general maintenance or anything, you know, like, or if that
like
was something.
A compression.
It sounds like a compression brake, like pressure system that had just gone
out.
But back to your point, I would be more than happy if they stayed with Star Wars. I'd be more than happy if they went back to what they used to have.
Oh, yeah, to be fair, I am asking a Star Wars superfan.
Yeah. Well, I've got Star Tours. I've got Star Tours there, though. Star Tours was great. Even in French, sometimes it's a little bit like, sometimes it takes away from it a little bit for me personally. It's nothing against the French language. It's just...
How dare they?
It's just a bit weird, because I've had it in English there as well a couple of times, but I think you can ask if there's like multiple English people in America. There were so many American people, fucking hell. Like, there were so many American people. I've never seen many American people there in my life. I think they'd all come out for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I think they'd literally come for Thanksgiving. Like, they've gone to Paris. When we were checking into the Cheyenne, it was like...
To be fair, Americans are like obsessed with Paris, aren't they? They're like,
yeah,
shit off.
And
this time of year as well, for Christmas as well.
They're increasingly open to going somewhere else that isn't America for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I genuinely, yeah, that's what I was saying. I think we're out there for
the amount of Americans I've seen over the last couple of years, like obviously working in downtown Vancouver, like the amount of Americans we've had come up for Thanksgiving weekend, we're just like, yeah, just thought it was a good idea to get out of America for a bit, get out of the States for the weekend.
Yeah,
I'm like, fair.
But one other thing we did as well is we did the all-you-can-eat buffet at the Art of Marvel Hotel at Hotel New York, and that was stunning. It was expensive.
I love a good buffet.
Fucking mint. They had Italian stuff, English stuff, American, all different. Literally so many different of desserts. I couldn't eat them all. Couldn't try them all. Tried to try them all. I mean, I nibbled on all of them. But it was like I couldn't finish them. It had like ribs, little slider burgers, loads of slider burgers, like Chinese dumplings and dim sum.
Chicken legs. It's not a buffet without a chicken leg.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, there was.
Well, there you go. What more could you ask for?
I think there was even. I'm not sure if it was orange chicken or if it was just like.
Oh no! Don't fuck with it. Just chicken will do.
It's like, but yeah, it was so good. The only criticism I have is the fucking space you have in there is ridiculous. It's so crammed in, and it was sold out. And the only slot we could get was like quarter to 9, 9:45. We got.
Mate, I'll be in bed by then.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. I'm a 4:30 tea time kind of girl.
No, they didn't have any French delicacies unless you count an edible grue in a plant pot. That was cool. So
it was good. Like,
it was
French food in Disneyland Paris, do they?
Not really. No.
That was like one of the big criticisms from French people. Was like it's all just like American food.
We did go to the barbecue smokehouse though, behind Big Thunder, and we found that on the last day, and I am going back there forever. The value for money you get compared to other restaurants is ridiculous. You get like a full half chicken full of barbecue sauce, 2 like proper bratwurst sausages, chips, and a drink, and it was like €17 compared to everywhere else. It was just like a piece of pizza and fucking chips if you're lucky, and a drink if you're lucky, or a bit of pasta. That was like a 4-hour meal. It was great. So that's my go-to when I go back. So I recommend the Cowboy Cookout Steakhouse. Disneyland Paris is really good.
Cowboy Cookout.
What do you think of the state of Walt Disney Studios of a park right now? Like,
it's exciting for me because the construction that's going on is massive. It's huge. There's a few walkways they've had to block off, like the exit for Tower of Terror around the back is just like a dead end. So everyone you have to walk round the entire park to get to campus and to like towards Cars Road Trip on the other side. There's no pass through, but when they open it up, it's going to be huge all the way down. And Arendelle, where the Frozen area is going to be, and where the Lion King is going to be on the other side, it's very exciting because there's a lake in the middle of it, so it's going to have Epcot vibes as you come up to it. It's going to really have World Showcase vibes. It's got a massive pavilion restaurant on the front.
What I was thinking, yeah.
It's going to be like a mix between Hollywood Studios and a mini Epcot, like at the back of the park. It's going to be really cool. Finally got on Crush's Coaster.
It definitely looks like an Epcot with all that green fencing at the minute.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they got all the fencing from Epcot. They're like, we don't need this anymore. You can have it now.
Literally, just passed it.
It's the same with California Adventure, and the same with Epcot. Like, I'm okay with. Well, just like with the construction fence and everything, but as long as the payoff is substantial,
I think so.
Which it should be. But as long as it actually delivers, then I'm okay with it.
I'm excited for it, man. Like I can't wait for the park to pretty much double in size. That's one of the main things. And then when the Lion King Land opens as well, you're adding even more attractions. But they're adding like little family rides as well, more restaurants, more places to eat at Disney Adventure World. It's needed. Like it's definitely needed. So I think that's going to be good. They need a buffet in there, I think.
I'll believe it when I see it.
2026, it's opening, isn't it? So we'll see. It looks great though. You should go. It's fun.
Yeah. I'll just be angry at it. I'll be zero Disney spirit.
Oh, it's fun to get back on web slings as well. That's always fun. And the queues weren't too bad, but the last day was absolutely rammed, and that was not fun. That was like a summer day in Orlando. It was so busy, like it was packed. But yeah, overall, it was really good. The hotel was fantastic. I'd definitely stay there again. It's kind of made me want to try the other Disney Resort hotels at Paris as well, just to see what they're like. Like the Santa Fe is a bit cheaper, so I might try there next. And then the Art of Marvel, like that was, it's very bland, but the subtle theming it has is like stunning. And the fact that they've got 3 Iron Man suits in the reception area, that's pretty cool. So I enjoyed it. The artwork's great. Like I know it's called Art of Marvel, but it's if you're a Marvel fan and you've got a kid who's a Marvel fan who loves like Avengers and all that stuff, then I'd highly recommend like just go and visit it like when you get there, because you don't need to stay there to go and visit it. That's the great thing about Disney hotels. You can just walk in. So that's
By
fun.
the way, this would be Emma at Disney.
Oh no.
1000%.
It's not just a phase.
The cake would be on fire as well.
The photos
all the children around me would be crying.
Yeah, you'd just be like that.
Everyone would be like, "Oh my god, Disney!" Just be like,
It was awesome. Oh, you know what actually surprised me was Indiana Jones Temple of Peril. It was it did something to it. It's a lot smoother. I don't know what they've done. Last time I rode it, I came off with like 5 headaches. This time it was just so smooth and so quick through the loop. It was great.
5 headaches.
5
one headache on top of the other.
Literally, it was fucking well bad. Every little break run you hit, every block break.
Headaches had headaches.
Yeah, headaches had headaches. It was worse than Infusion last time I rode it. Actually, I'll be honest with you. But this time it was really good. So I don't know what they've done. It sounded like they put more guide wheels on it potentially because it was very loud.
I love that. Luke's at a part like Sounds like the Had You Got Wales, man.
That's
Definitely
what
hear
I
that.
call Disney.
Is that Disney? Is that Disney Park of all places?
It sounds like wind in the temple. Okay, like that's the.
How many creds is there in Disneyland?
Well, we did them all. Hang on.
Oh, I
Big
asked.
Thunder, Big Thunder.
Like a small amount.
It's like
You just been
7,
there, mate.
is it?
7. Big Thunder, Hyperspace, Flight
Oh,
Force, Crush's
Indian
Coaster. RC is counted. RC is very fun. It's like Rush, but on a coaster track. That's fun. Yeah, there's 7. I think.
Yeah, it's not worth it then. No.
And most of them are Vekoma. Crush's Coaster was good. Crush's Coaster was fun. That's the cred that had been eluding me a long time. I didn't realize how long the actual layout was. I was very surprised by it. It was actually really fun.
I think I only asked because today I had a look at how many creds I've got this year, and in a whole year I've only had 15 new creds, and it very much upset me. So next year I would like to make that right.
This year.
I need a cred injection.
Me and Joe have had 4 this year.
What is wrong with us?
What you
like last year? I had 70 creds last year.
I had over 100 last year.
So I need to do better. I really, I upset myself. I was like 15.
We've had a year off. We've had a year off traveling, really. So we just
pretty much.
Yeah, I have. I went to France. What a fucking liar. No, I've not done that. Well, I've barely been anywhere, to be honest, in comparison to other years. But I've already got some plans in the pipeline for next year. So I should get at least 15 in the first couple of months of next year. So I'll already trump myself.
Yeah, we're hoping to do another America trip.
I went to Disney in France. I didn't go into Paris looking for frog legs and snails.
To be fair, I went to France at the beginning of the year and had Italian.
Had more French food in Epcot. There you go.
I think I'd be very happy not to eat French food in France. To be honest, it's just not appealing to me like at all.
No, I like food. Like I like trying new food, but
French do Italian really well. So
they did. It was great.
Yeah, they do American themed food very well as well. Throw that out there, especially Marvel themed. But quickly, I didn't know this is so random. You know, I was saying before about like they have the Stark factory in Avengers Campus where you can go and eat. I didn't know this, but I went to the toilets in Stark Factory, right? But they share the same toilets with Pym Kitchen. So you can just walk into Pym's Kitchen, but you have to queue up and get a reservation for. And you could genuinely, if you wanted to, just grab something and walk back out. Like, there is no one there.
There's a hat.
Next time.
There's no one there. And then the toilets are in the middle, and the toilets aren't even signposts. It's like you're kind of going backstage, and it's so strange. It's so weird. Yeah, I just thought I'd tell you guys, it's mad. But if you're ever interested to see what the food they got in Pym Kitchen and you can't afford €50 for like,
if you're ever interested in shifting your career to theft,
I didn't say. I didn't say.
That's your perfect.
Let's
best theme park food I've had.
Let's finish on. Josh has asked
before we do that. I have just one more question. So, Luke, you've been to all 3 Disney resorts, like Western World Disney resorts now, right? Yeah. Florida, California, and Paris.
No, I've been to California. I've been to Florida and Paris.
I was going to ask what's your favorite of the 3, but never mind. Yeah, go on.
Florida at the moment.
Boy, I am.
Yeah. So, what's the best theme park food we've all had?
Do you know what? I don't know about like necessarily like the specific food was like the best, but in terms of like selection, I rate Energylandia's food because they have a lot of these like food halls where there's 50 different kinds of food, you know, like at a school, and you walk in with your tray and you go along and you can have pizza, you can have salads, you can have sandwiches, you can have like local delicacies, you can have, you know, you've got big choice, and it's not just burger and chips and shit. And I rated that, and then you could have like all sorts, anything that you can ever think of, and they have loads of them all over the pot. And Legendia had the same, to be fair, so it must just be like a Polish thing. But places like that are my favourite, I think, because
pretty good.
You get stuck in like You get stuck in your ways with like easy, quick food, whereas this is still they're still taking their time making it and stuff, but they're banging it out. It's all fresh. Like you could choose your pizza in front of them and they'll make it in front of you, or like noodles. What do you want on your noodles? And they'll bang it all in. So it's still all fresh.
Nice.
But you just have so many more options.
Very European way of doing it.
It was dirt cheap in Energylandia as well. So I think that's probably my best. I couldn't tell you my best food, but experience in terms of eating somewhere. Probably Energylandia's.
Sounds very easy as well.
Yeah,
it is.
I'm gonna
it's so
say,
easy.
Mine it's a joint. Fantasia is great all round. I think we've got the what's it called? The jamboree.
Jambalaya.
Jambalaya.
Jamboree. I thought you were talking about like a place, not food.
Some better.
That jambalaya is one of mine as well.
It's so good.
But that jambalaya is fucking banging.
But also like their Chinese food is really good as well. Like
I need to try their Chinese.
The African like restaurant in the hotel Mam. I can't remember it. Matamba.
What's wrong with you?
It's really good. But Busch Gardens Williamsburg, man.
There you go.
I was so impressed with that place, man.
Sorry, my internet died.
It was. Oh, what? It died.
Yeah, it's back now. I think. Wait, it might
what was the last thing did I say?
Wait, what?
I don't know. I just kind of froze. I froze out. It was me. It wasn't. It wasn't the stream. It was me. Yeah, sorry, my internet died. Yeah, my internet died. You said Busch Gardens Williamsburg?
Yeah, Busch Gardens Williamsburg. So the first thing we had there, like food wise, we went to Das Festhaus.
I was gonna say you just loved Festhaus.
Yeah, it's so good. It's literally like a massive October. It's all inside a big like Oktoberfest style hall. Got loads. It's a big stage.
The inside of it is gorgeous, to be fair.
And there's just loads of tables. It's just big long tables, like you'd expect. Loads of like beer and drinks and stuff in there. And you just grab a tray and it's all just like you just grab what you want off like a buffet style.
Those places are the best.
And it's so good. But then they had loads like we had some really good like loaded cheesy fries, but they were like proper thick chip. They weren't like the American style fries. They were like proper. Like they had all the boxes of potatoes everywhere. That's actually like done them by hand and everything. I can't remember whereabouts that was now, but even that was like amazing. Yeah,
I was gonna say on that. Did you see Les Frites in the France area that does like the loaded fries there as well? Like the same kind of like.
Yeah, that's more. Yeah, it might have been there. You know,
like this. The same kind of like house cut. You know, thicker fries with
that's Fritz. Yeah,
any kind of topping that you want.
Yeah,
I lived in there.
Yeah, that's literally where we went. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah,
but they've got loads of different types of places to eat.
And that wasn't too long. Like I keep hearing people say that the standard of food at Busch Gardens Williamsburg has dropped off a cliff and stuff, but you weren't there that long ago.
I went there last year, so it was great. Like really good.
Yeah.
All right then. So who else?
I'll get mine in before my internet dies, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Galaxy's Edge is my favorite food that I've had at a theme park.
That is good.
It's just so different. Like the R.I.P is probably
the one of or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, tip yip.
That was
what?
Yeah.
So it was a cross between.
What did you say it was called?
Tip whip.
I thought it said dip. I was like, that don't sound tasty. Carry on.
I was waiting for you to pick up on that, honestly.
I was like, what did you just say?
I like the R.I.P, all the desserts, everything in Docking Bay 7 is so good. And I also liked the Pandora themed restaurant in Animal Kingdom.
Yes. What the fuck?
Cheeseburger pods, man. Like
what's it? Oh fuck!
I can't remember what it's called. Like
I've eaten there twice.
Yeah, it's so good.
Like Sula restaurant or something like that.
Pandora.
I had like a stir fry in there. Oh my god, banging! It was so good. Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Satui's Canteen. Satui's Canteen. That's what it's called.
Wait, one more time.
Satui's Canteen.
Yeah. Satuli
Sorry.
Canteen.
Yeah, so good. So much variety as well. And everything is just fucking so fresh and beautiful. And the service in there is great as well.
Really good.
It was so nice. It just finishes that area off so well. I actually want to just give a quick shout out to old school woodcutters because I used to enjoy that so much, man. Like back in the day when you got
more than 4 chips.
Yeah, proper portions, fresh, like proper fresh, like shit you used to get from there. It was very good. I used to really enjoy saving up for a meal, like to actually have a proper meal at Towers. I want them days back, man, where you can have a proper meal at Towers. You know, proper pub lunch would be so good. Yeah, I can't think anywhere else really.
By the way, Rob.
Loaded fries is not French food, bro.
I don't think the French would consider like chips to be the pinnacle of their cuisine. Behave.
You let yourself in for that one.
No, I just don't agree.
Is
it?
For me, I mean, I have a few for food and joke. I mean, but dessert is easy. Just cinnamon bread. Dollywood, Silverdale City cinnamon bread.
Oh, so jealous.
I don't think I'd like it.
It is like I'm not a big fan of like sweet puddings and things like that. But like there's just something about that. It's like crack. It's ridiculous.
Dude,
I like cinnamon, but it looks like it's like very cinnamony.
It is, but like
You know what I mean?
it is very. But that because they come with a dip, so they come with like the icing sort of.
Yeah, that bit looks like
you get the normal icing, which is unreal.
It's so
like,
good.
Alone.
But what's the other one they do?
Apple butter.
Apple butter.
Ooh.
That's so good. Like stop. It's like a weird mix, but
I can be hit and miss with like things like apple pie or apple crumble. Just not with this. It's so good.
Well, then you'd love the apple pizza, the bloody apple crumble pizza at Drayton Manor. That should be up there on the list. Sensational. Absolutely sensational.
Oh, that's actually right.
I was a convert to that this year. Lovely stuff.
Cheesy garlic bread.
No, literally, I've had it on 3 occasions, the cinnamon bread, and I want to not believe the hype every single time. I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there at the fucking.
I like that way Ronto wraps.
Place in Silverdale City, and be like, it's not this otherworldly, is it? And I take a bite, and I'm like, dude, there's no denying it. It's fucking incredible.
I'd 100% buy it if I went. I'd have to, but I feel like it might just be like too. I don't know. Can you get it just like? Is it like a brioche?
Yeah, it's like.
Can you get it with like no cinnamon and just like a nice warm brioche with dip? I feel like I enjoy that more.
I don't think.
No, it comes like that.
Don't start loading up food, man.
I've been sat picking up shitty Pringles, and I'm going to put this on.
The best thing is though, is that like the top of it, you can have it, and it's like, but the deeper you go, like the more saturated it is. So you can just have the top bit. You can just have the top bit.
Yeah, oh my god,
looks good. Looks good.
And another thing, I'm going to Dollywood next weekend. I'm going to have it again.
Oh, can you film a food review?
Please.
This is just getting me ready for next weekend.
More content, Mikhail. Like food, hotels, trip.
So yeah, in like with dessert, like there's nothing that's beating it for me. Like not even close. For like food in general, like I've got a few Busch Gardens, Williamsburg in general. Having eaten again, like the last time I went was 2019, so I've not been back in recent years. But Trapper's Smokehouse, like it's not on the level of like where you would find like actual barbecue or like you know, like around America. But in terms of theme park barbecue, it's incredible, so good.
There was a place by Shikra at Busch Gardens that
Zambia Smokehouse.
That was good. That was good
as well.
The brisket is so
for sure.
That is so nice.
For sure.
I filmed it all in slow motion by accident, because my new camera. And I was filming a vlog of the food, and I didn't realize until I got back home, because I didn't have my laptop with me when I went to Florida this time. So I got back home, like, oh, right, let's try and put this vlog together. It's why the Busch Gardens vlog's taking ages to do. And I'm literally filmed the vlog, like, talking to camera and eating this brisket in, like, super slow-mo 120 FPS and 4K. So, like, it's just going to be B-roll. But it's like, I'm just like, this is so good.
You're like wiping him out. Oh.
I literally did as well with a fucking, like, I just barbecue sauce everywhere. It was so nice. Yeah, definitely.
Somebody would pay.
People will pay for, people will pay for anything these days. So yeah, and Trapper Smokehouse. I don't know if they do it anymore, but they did this unreal cornbread at Busch Gardens Williamsburg's one as well. That was just like, I used to, when I worked there, I had a friend who worked at Trapper Smokehouse, and I would just go and get cornbread at the end of my shift, like all the time. Just
cheeky side door one.
Yeah, that was good. Also at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, San Marcos Marketplace was good for this Mongolian chicken like stir fry that they used to do. And I used to get that, and I used to work in the Italy area as well, so I was right there, and we used to get that like quite frequently. That was banging. That was really good. Let me think. Phantasialand at the Owerk restaurant in Rookburg. So when you stay when you stay at the Charles Lindbergh Hotel, most of you will probably already know this, but for the ones that don't, your dinner and breakfast are included in your hotel package at restaurant Owerk. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but at the restaurant in Rookburg, the dinner was like some of the things that they have on their dinner menu are really, really good. The breakfast is
shit! I forgot about the breakfast. Yes,
the breakfast at restaurant Owerk. Oh my god! I think it's a buffet.
Yeah, but it's like it's all like in cups and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Dream. Like I love
oh my
god, like in cups, and the sausage in there and bacon in there as well.
Yeah,
and the variety as well you get. Like
it's the breakfast is the highlight, in my opinion. The dinner stuff is good, but the breakfast steals the show.
It does make me sad that we can't really get a proper like cooked breakfast or anything in a UK theme park. Seems like so silly, doesn't it? Like you can do it at like hotels, I guess, but
yeah,
I was just about to say, saying that. The cooked breakfast. Do you remember when we stayed at the Alton Towers Hotel in 2020?
Yeah, Secret Garden breakfast buffets.
Yeah,
they're decent.
It's good.
Breakfast was well nice. Their breakfast was well nice.
But I sometimes, like I would just like to have something breakfasty in the morning at a theme park.
Yeah, no, same.
And there's not really like that many options. Like
the way Galaxy's Edge has the breakfast wraps in the morning and stuff. Like you should have that kind of.
Well, they have paninis, but like that's to me, I don't really have paninis for breakfast.
No,
not really what I have.
I just sent Sean that. I fucking love it. It's a proper top tier tweet that from Busch Gardens. Well done.
That is top tier theme park content.
Anyway, we do need to wrap up the show. We have come to
we do.
We're
no problem.
Thanks.
And I don't mean to brag. That was in fact 3 in a row. And you say that we're flaky.
We're on a hot streak now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also 3 in a row with Matt not in the chat. Where the fuck are you? So where has he been?
Shocking.
I'll be having words.
He's probably still recovering from Blackpool.
Bless him.
Stealing all the cats.
He didn't come to see the cats. He was too busy in bed
earlier
dying.
That it apparently was at a family meal. I was instead of being lost in Sports Direct, I was like, is he having the family meal in Sports Direct?
He's having it inside the mug. Like the mug is now in the front room.
Cool. Well, thank you everyone for joining us.
Cheers,
and
guys.
Shout out to everyone who stuck it out to the end. Thank you as always, and thank you
appreciate it
to everyone who's listening.
Don't be silly, Joanne.
Listen gang. Yeah.
Listen gang.
Joanne is crazy.
Yeah. We should take it more seriously, really, shouldn't we? But that just wouldn't be like us.
No. Bit busy.
Yeah, yeah.
Been very,
on the one hand, we should, but at the same time, like, that's not on brand for us, is it?
I'm hoping I can have a drink next week. Like, I've not had a drink on an episode for a while. Like,
we should have a clear run now. I should have a clear run, 100%. Like,
yeah,
well, not 100%, 99%. But I've got nothing planned in, so yeah, we should do well. We just need to come up with more topics.
Yeah. Oh, more news.
We've done well with no topics recently, though.
We're not going to really have any. This is like the slow news part of the year. Because
but we're that good at waffling that sometimes we don't need a topic.
Yeah, we can just talk.
We could just keep pulling Submit to the Spin up. I actually really like that name. Just quickly on that.
Oh yikes!
As a name?
Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. Submit to the Spin. It's very
wordy,
smilery,
wordy.
Yeah, it is wordy, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of dig it.
No, because you'd end up saying like, "Let's go." You want to go on sub, and that
submission
just sounds like subspecies.
That's weird.
That just sounds like submission.
Submission.
Subspecies, subterra.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right. Holy shit! Rare Joe sighting.
Oh, hello, Joe. Are you doing well, mate?
Fucking sunny.
Let's go.
Long time no speak.
We're going now, though.
We are just about to wrap up. Yeah.
It's Joe, though. It's funny. Talked about food.
Anyway, see you next week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.